Yo, wait, everything should be working, I hope. I'm still so cooked. Tired as hell, but we're gonna do this and we're gonna get to work, I hope. Don't know what the plan is. Seems to be fine. Hello, Samila. I haven't checked in a while. I've been moving. Ah, nice. I'm also moving right now. How's the progress? It's alright. We got so you can move on the planet, right? And the camera follows and the mesh collider as well. I just need to be able to move on the, what's it called? Or not move, but able to rotate on the, what's it called? Camera. So you can see I can look left and right, but if I look up or down, does it? I actually move a little bit because it's actually moving the physical collider, which isn't supposed to do. But I need to figure out how to do this so we can also look up and down without affecting the actual rotation of this thing. I wonder, is that actually more of a problem on... Oops. Yeah. And then after that, I think we can start working on enemies. Yeah, thank you, thank you. We should probably get some models or something, but I think... Enemies is more important. I'm gonna check the system real quick, because I actually don't think I'm doing the right thing here. Camera position, well, okay, that's fine actually, to put the position. How big will the planet be? I think, like, the smallest planet would be something like this that it is right now. I don't really have a free camera movement, so I can't really show. But I wonder why there's like a... But I think something like this will be like kind of a, maybe a small or medium sized planet. I don't know, small planet. I don't know how big it will be yet, because I kind of want people to be able to walk around the planet. Maybe not in the first like run, but when you get into later of the game, it should be possible to walk around the planet quite easily. Because this teleporter can spawn like anywhere on the planet, right? So we kind of want it to be easy for people to just take the next portal, right? Or find the portal, that is. But here, I'm thinking, because we already do all of this. Input mouse. And camera rotation. Because this is the thing that is responsible for locking it. So if I comment this out, I save it. Oh, I think I should be able to... did I save it? Yeah? I did save with that. I thought that was the thing that kept me locked in, but apparently not. What? Wait. Pitch. Oh, no, yo. What? But I cannot do this, that's weird. Oh wait, there's an error now. Ah. Let's see. Well, now I cannot. Ah. Hello, Penguin Operator. Buraksen. Hello again. Last time I suggested Sigisi's and you guys found a weird code in the code. Weird code in the code is I learned that it was because Zig compiler will deprecate at type and that's why they are done on that at the time. Ah. Oh yeah, I remember, yeah. Well, actually we were thinking more about the whole ECS, and if we switch, I think we won't use an ECS. I thought ECS was really cool when I first started to read on them and how to implement them, but now I'm actually more like, oh, well, the abstractions they create, which seems convenient, are actually becoming problems because I have to remember so many things, and I'm like, why didn't I not just use a simple array of entities that you can just modify? Like, using a ECS is... I think it sounds cool, but then when you actually start to use it, you just realize that it's just way easier and better to just use a normal array structure. Use an array of structures. Because no matter how complicated you make it, it's not really worth it. Like, it's still easier to just use a normal structure. I'm like, oh man. But now I got it like this, so can't really do much about it, right? I just need to find out why am I locking the camera? I tell it to be this rotation. I never tell it to do anything else besides that. But this shouldn't lock the camera at all. Should it? Yeah, makes sense, yeah. I actually, when I started, wait, 3 days ago, I didn't do a push. Really? Okay, guys, I don't know, I'm too cooked. It's okay, we'll figure something out right now, and we will, let's see, we will go to System Physics, and I want to take this old, what I used to do for the camera here. Is this actually the old one? Yeah. So this should feel... So if I put this back in, like so, and I try to move now, still locks the camera. I don't think it did actually do an update. I think something's wrong here, because I should be able to do changes. Oh no. Okay. Let's see. Zig build. Okay, now it should have the new code, but still. Did I actually push the changes then? So for me, I don't think I should have. It should not lock the camera in at any point. It should just use. Because it didn't work before, why would it work now? That's bullshit. Let's go to history. And we'll go to shore here. And I want to see browse files. And again, I go to client when I'm supposed to be in server. No, pretty sure this should not do what it's doing right now. Maybe I'm in circle creation of planet is now sent since I'm working. Okay, at least this thing I know did not have this version. Server, source, system, physics. Maybe I should have a player input or something like that, but it's the same thing across all of these, and yet here it works somehow. What is locking the camera then? Because I don't seem to be able to rotate at all. What? If I do this, then nothing should work. But it's still, wait, what the fuck? Okay, so apparently my hot roller isn't even being triggered. Okay, now it's actually working. Nothing happens. Good. But why does it then work? This, I don't think it should. Yeah, now I can rotate again. I cannot rotate up and down. Yeah, around planet rotate up, so the direction to the surface. Zig build. Yeah, no, this should definitely. But everything seems to work even without that. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense. What? Okay, wait, something else has to be like locking me in right now. That's so weird. What else could be locking me? We have there's another video I should watch, but right now my brain is just so cooked, so I don't want to watch the video. I want to read code instead. Okay, but if you press something and then I get the camera rotation, which all of this is just valid, but I still would like to be able to do this, right? We wanna take advantage and use this, but why does it? Planet up, camera rotation is quaternion, multiplied by camera rotation normalized, and then. And then set this, and then set the rotation to. I'm so confused why this is actually just working. It shouldn't. I want to get back to free rotation I used to have. Am I actually reading the right file? Last week I did not have this back then. What the fuck? I must have done something. Let's go to April 7th. There's no way I have this working then. I must have had a free movement, and I'm again going to it from guys. Yes, this is completely wrong. I cannot even be using it. Well, wait, what the fuck? rotation's working, and then I forgot full commit, so we're gonna go one step back. Wait, where the fuck are we? Oh my gosh, rotation work full commit. Working planets from server now. Anyways, this is what I want. Server, source, systems, physics. Oh, it's literally the same thing. I am so confused. Same thing, but somehow this one gave me full freedom of rotation, then the other one, this... I don't get it, because this doesn't... This one should not give me full freedom, but it does. Or it should. It doesn't, but I'm so tired. I'm so confused. Well, I guess I did this as well. Which you can take from there. I don't know, is it even built? It is built. And I should hot reload it immediately, but it's... just don't see it. Try to look up and down, but nothing happens. It's like completely discarding it somehow, and I don't understand, because this didn't used to do it. Or this didn't used to do it at least, but it's the same thing as this over here, so I'm so confused why I would discard it now. Okay, we're gonna try, what if I just do this? Okay. And then we're gonna do a clock in this. At source system physics y in, or actually not y. Can I somehow keep the camera rotation independent from actual direction? And only when moving, aligning the and I think I'm using the wrong do supposed to do. Just gonna do a quick look here. Git status. Good. This uses the line and the lines can reframe. You need to remove the auto alignment, delete or comment out the alignment, add alignment only during movement, later apply it inside the movement. Here's let's take a look. I have no idea. Oh, wait, it actually does work. Ah, and I can not move around the planet. Shit. Yeah, it does it the wrong way because I need to... Oh my days. Oh, this is so pain. Because now I have the other problem where if I move to the side of the planet, we do get this. So I mean, it's actually on the right track, but we are still doing it. Because I want to be able to do, you know, this. I want to be able to look up and down, but I also want the camera to still align. Or the... That's so weird. How can I make it so... Maybe I should make it so that the... Genius, what window manager is this? Yeah. I'm just... Oh wait, do you mean... You mean for the actual game right now? I assume. I'm using my friend's library. He has, it's Harold who has made it. Let's see. And it's on the, not on the server. Oh my god, I'm too cooked, bro. I'm tired. I'm just tired. It has been a exhausting weekend. a really good weekend though. Let's see, where is it? It's called Yes, and it's here. I can show you. It's from Harold. It's his own made one in Zig. Or like it's okay, no, yeah, I'm using Hyperland. I thought you were talking about just the. Is it called still Window Manager? It's well, Surface. I don't know what it's called. But he has made his own like. Let's see. No, why do I get the plus there? But yeah, originally did not stand for anything. Another event system. No, I don't know, man. It's yeah. It works to start Windows and then or surfaces for Vulkan. I guess also Open. Well, yeah, it should work for Open. It just creates surfaces and manages them, and you can get events, and it's pretty neat. Like, if I go here, we go into camera because process the inputs. It's kind of like an artifact of how I used to do things, but I mean, it's pretty neat because you can just get the event like this. This comes from the main here in the while loop. So I just pull from the window with the platform, and then here I do a switch on the event. Don't worry about this. And then here, depending on what event it is, I just, well, do whatever I want to do, basically. But I do have this thing. Wait, am I talking about the right thing? No, wait, yeah, this, wait, item system context, sorry guys. Here, let's see, I do pass the event in here, so I can also, this is just for specific cases in here, but then I have the actual update which gets in here at some point, and then you can just go through each like this. It's pretty convenient, I like it. Well, I guess every system has this, but it's pretty clean. Right now I'm just trying to get, I suck at math so fucking much, and I really don't. Like, it's nice that it actually kind of works, right? But something is still not quite right. If I go over to here, to this other cube over here, we can still see that if I rotate, it is, the mesh is aligned to the planet, but the camera is not really aligned. And we kind of would want it, but I still would like to be able to look up and down. Like, that's what I would like to have, but I am not really getting that. And probably we shouldn't be able to look like completely. Why not just do a complete 180 so you look upside down? That's pretty fire. But yeah, you can see like the mesh are still like they are oriented. Yeah, they are Oreos. Still accordingly to whatever happens. So that's pretty cool, but we still need to some way keep, how should I put it? Like, I want it to be, when you're on the planet, like a plane kind of, right? And the camera should still be, you can look up and down freely, but you should still be locked on the, which axis will it be? Wait, X, Y. So we should be able to look freely on the, is it yaw? Then the pitch, you should be able to do a free, yes, but then on the roll, yeah, the roll, that's the thing. There we need to make sure that the roll stays in the accurate, I don't know, angle, and I have no idea how to do that. Let's see, what did it do? It kind of just went removed. That's great. I cannot see shit what it did. Great. There. Okay. Can I align player transform and their cameras up, blah blah blah. So it just went in here in the ECS, and it removed the camera transform from the query, and we got rid of the camera as a whole. But I tried this earlier, but oh wait, but it applies to the transform immediately. Oh, okay. But I don't know, I still tried that and it didn't just work. I have no idea. Oh wait, that's a different... I was looking in the wrong place. Not... I have no idea even how to accomplish these things. What the fuck is it trying to do now? Okay, I'll only give layer blah blah blah. Oh, you are using I hate here with Zig. It always gives something from like 2-3 versions before. Yes, but if you can give it the Zig MCP. I don't know, for me at least, it seems to be doing the right thing. It gets the documentations. Well, of course, the docs can also be outdated, and then it doesn't work. But also, just with math, it's pretty straightforward because it reads your math library and it understands how your math library works, and then it just connects with, because there's like plenty of resources on math, so then it just searches online on the other math like similar problems, and then it just cross-reference with your math library that you're using, and it kind of gets it right, or it does get it right. It's just for me trying to explain what I'm wanting it to do, because I don't even know like how to accomplish the thing that I want to do. I can't kind of like try to think through the quaternions and the Eulers, but I really don't know. Like I just suck at math, and I really, if of course when you go to socket and networking and UDP and TCP, then it sucks ass. I don't use it, because then it starts to hallucinate like crazy. I don't know why. I would think it would be the same thing, but math it seems to be alright on. So at least better than I am. But UDP, TCP, networking, and loading library, making build files, nah, not okay. Build files it's pretty good at, but yeah, it's pretty sucky. Let's see. I think it still is. Is it? I think it actually is still wrong. We're gonna close this real quick and see if I start a new one. And don't try to, it cannot fix memory leaks, this thing. Now it's still wrong. The roll is still, because this is still the roll, like the pitch is alright, the yaw, it's doing rotation on the yaw. I'm gonna, what? On the, what the hell is going on? Damn. See what it is, and now the camera roll stays aligned with the planet's surface. The camera's up vector always points, wait, the camera, right. No, this gives you the classic planet hopping feel. No. I was thinking if I should just... There's a video online on how to do this in Unreal Engine, but... I don't know, man. They have an already implemented camera system, player controller and everything, and I was like, shit, I actually have to replicate their thing or something, I don't know. I feel like... Because I still think it is the roll, right? If I move here, and now it's up and down, like it does actually the right thing. And then if I look left and right, that's the wrong movement right now. Not quite. Quite. Scroll is still not with planet surface. Just gonna make sure. It doesn't build. Okay, let's see. It says that structure turning has no member from bases. Yeah, okay. Wait, what? How the fuck? I don't know even how I can drag this one back in. No. Oh no. Oh no. Other. So from bases. What does that mean? Get a right. A new. And these are all vectors. And then a camera forward. So all of these are a vector, I would say. So okay. I do not have implement. Please add the function at the bottom of the physics file. I will add it to the later once I know if it works. Damn, that's okay. So we should be getting it down here at the bottom somewhere, yes. And then it will just change that. There's a link also. Can I open that? Usually like that. And let's see. So this should now call that. And if I go in here and try to build again, it does build. So let's see. That's not good. But actually, I think it has the right behavior. Besides that, it's a bit glitchy. Small price. No, wait, that it doesn't have the right behavior because I cannot. Oh wait, I'm trying to look up and down right now, and if I move closer to, but how is it toggling? Because I'm telling it. Oh wait, no, it shouldn't be able to do that. Hold on, what the hell? Map conversion matrix to quaternion. That's not what I am trying to figure out. Why is it glitching like that? That shouldn't happen. Because it's kind of like toggling between two different. Welcome back, Penguin Operator. Okay, well I have 3 entities right now connected. Yeah, I don't kill the old entities. Let's do this. All right, we'll run the client. Yeah, that's a funny looking planet you got there. Oh, the server even died. That's hilarious. Let's see, let's do it again. No, it died again. Okay, interesting. Why would it do that? Because of such a small function anyways. I don't get it. Let's see. Has no member name from basis. 426. Well, you shouldn't even be calling anything like that. I don't know what's it's on about. I probably didn't just save. Okay. And I mean, this is actually the right behavior that I want. Wait, yeah, except for that again, when we move out of the planet, it fucks up with this. I kind of want it to rotate so it's always aligned with the planet roll-wise, but the pitch and yaw should still be free to move, which obviously it's not right now. Let's see. Let's do this. Here, do that. Here, do this. Let's start another one. Zig dogs. New. I want the roll be it's a perpendicular upright. From the planet or the camera. You can still rotate on the pitch and on the yaw. Here at doors, systems, physics. The reset button still breaks though, but I'm not too concerned about getting that one working yet, because it shouldn't even be there to begin with. It's just for me to easily get back where I left off, but well. Actually, I should update the previous project, because that one didn't even have multiplayer working on it, so let's see. Yes, do that. I think also a lot of this should just be moved to different places. This should, for example, here's the player update input. And why am I even doing anything with camera inside of this? This should also still belong to the player update, input update. Which probably should be somewhere else. And not in physics, but it's kind of like I want to do it inside of... Well, I guess I still have access to the physics system if I just pass system into any other system, so I could still have like input system or something like that. It's local, up is local, let me check. And it would be a bit cleaner, because it's kind of weird to process. I do register all of the inputs inside of network system, and that makes sense. But to actually apply the input inside of physics, that doesn't make sense anymore. I thought it would be convenient because I'll reiterate all of the physics components kind of, and then apply the thing. But now with this, I think it might be still better to just align camera roll only, rotate around forward, so camera up stays co-planar with planet up. What? Let's see. So now it tells me that if I move, Is it alright? It doesn't look alright, no, because it isn't. Ah, that's not alright. Because this should still have the camera aligned. Now it's turned 9 degrees almost. Still incorrect. There is a roll when going to the... I don't know how to explain this to the planet. I'm just cooked, but let's see, what did it even do? If I just was a little bit better at math, it probably would make sense, but I suck at math so freaking much and I don't know. I should probably figure out a way to make it kind of like a hierarchy of entities or components, and then based on that, do this, so you would kind of have a... Would it make sense to have the camera kind of dependent on the thing that it's controlling? So you would, if you rotate, nah. Maybe it would make sense. If you have the entity and then you have a camera that is attached to the entity, you do an input to move. The camera follows the entity to move forward. You rotate, it applies it to the entity, the camera follows the entity. Maybe that's better, because right now I think I have it the other way around. Because that was the original, like, kind of the camera was the only entity that I got. Then I was like, oh shit, I need a camera and entity to be separated from each other. I guess it would kind of make sense. If you think about it, you could have... if you first control the entity and then the camera takes effect based on that. So you do an input, you check where is the entity right now located, or what way is it facing, then you apply that change, the camera gets the information copied over, and then... But we cannot do that because we still need the pitch, or no, not the yaw from the input, and we don't want to reset that every time. So that doesn't work. But we can update the position based on the entity's movement first, and then take it over. We can kind of do. Let's see. But if you first move, you update the camera to take the move, the whatever happened to the entity itself. It will follow immediately 1-to-1. Then we can let the rotation of the camera be completely independent. Can we? Wait, is there no reason to use it then anymore? Don't worry about these things, okay. So if I am here, we move the entity, the camera follows. So let's say we move the entity forward. That means that the camera would also just follow that. And then if I press the button, or if I do a drag, register the input, and we will apply the rotation to this thing, it will start to move that way, look this way. And then the camera will not take this, it will apply the same effect to the camera's rotation, but independently. So it will also do, and it should... I don't like this because there is a chance for some rounding error, some floating point. Which could end up making it look not the same. But yes, no, it's a high chance for it, because if I think about it, if I start looking up and then I kind of like do. It won't be the same. Because they are not always the same in the sense of looking. One could be looking 180 to the left or to the right, and then the movement could mean different things, and that's not good. So it has to base it on the rotation of the mesh first, but then we lose, if I just do a raw copy, we'll lose the yaw, which is not good either. That's what I'm trying to make possible here. Investigate how the camera is positioned and where a roll may accumulate. I need to check the I don't think there is a roll, that's the problem. Not where it gets accumulated. Because if you look here and I move here, this can only happen if there is no... Wait, there is a roll, right? But I don't think there is enough roll. Or is there a roll? I'm just cooked. I don't know how other engines does this, it's weird. Because I'm thinking, okay, what if you take this normal thing? Okay, what you do normally is that you just have this 2D surface, you don't even have to worry about anything, you walk around, right? And if you have a first person camera, and then you press forward or then you move or whatnot, you're always gonna be upright, you don't have to think about anything. Even if you make a third person like this, alright? You're still gonna have the same, then you will just have to... This is a different problem, but still. If the player now rotates the other way, you will have to rotate this thing by 180, right? Ah, that's a beautiful camera. Which... Nah, that wouldn't be too crazy. But then they still have the same problem with this also, like, what if somebody starts looking up, right? That means that this thing would go down, so you would be looking that way. And that's what we kind of want, but we don't want to move the capsule at the same time, or whatever happens to be the player collider, or player mesh. We just want to look up in that case. And we don't want to move this thing. So how do I make that happen without freaking anything else up? Like, how do I make the camera? I will have to take the location and rotation of the mesh or the player. But now again, I do a delta change. So that means I would have to store somewhere else the pitch or the yaw, I mean, of the camera. Yeah, of the camera. Oh my god, if I just store the pitch of the camera. No, the yaw, I mean, fuck. If I just store the yaw of the camera, that's all I need. Because everything else needs to be aligned. I don't care what the hell you're doing, but the yaw of the camera needs to be accumulated or stored somewhere. And then we can just reuse that when the next update happens, that we tell the camera to face the same way as this thing. And then we'll just multiply. We'll make sure that it also then has the same yaw as the previous camera. And if there's a delta to decrease or increase, we'll do that before. And it's always the yaw. I think that would be it. Because then if you take the planet here, right? We have... Yeah, actually we are all just a box, but let's say we happen to have another thing that was the camera, okay? It's attached there, okay. And now, if the box will always be aligned with the planet, doesn't look like it is, but it is. It works right now that you can look around, right? And we will also force this thing to look and face the same way as this. Right? That's fine, that we can do. And then now, if I start to, instead of just being forced to look forward, I'm gonna start looking up. Because I thought there was some cool enemy in the sky. This can accumulate the yaw, and if I move forward, the yaw will always stay the same. It will not be that angle now, it will be this, but the yaw angle from like this place, let's say this is, what is this? This is like, let's say it's 140, I don't care, it's just an example. Then we will be 140 over here. I use quaternions, but I think this could actually store in something different. And then Oh, it actually makes sense in Oilers, because this is a thing that we do want to be limited. We don't want to be able to do more than... okay, whatever. From where we start calculating, if we start calculating from here, we don't want to be able to do more than 190. We don't want to be able to turn past this point, even though we have that possibility with Quaternions. And same for looking downwards. 90 is the max thing. I think it would be ideal also to store it in Euler in that case, and it's pretty simple and straightforward. Previous position. What is it trying to do? See the relation of the current correction only rotates around camera forward, which it can change forward itself when it walks around the planet without mouse input. Camera forward stays fixed in world space. Okay, I'm gonna say, let's see. They got a better plan. What if we move the transform as primary? Primary change, primary, or move the transform primarily. Then we copy over the transform to the camera. All right. And we store a yaw component, yaw field inside the camera structure that we manipulate, that we can add, or that we modify. That we modify when delta comes in, and then apply that to the camera transform that got it transform from the collider transform. Let's see if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. So just do it on the collider primarily. Then when the collider has decided, okay, this is the valid thing, we will take that transform, copy it over to the camera. The camera will be exactly 1-to-1. That's what we used to have already. But now we'll also store the yaw. And if you do a change in the yaw, we'll just, hey, what are you up to this? They haven't been here for a while. Hello, Elliptic. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to get the camera movement to work on the planet right now. So we can walk on the planet, we can have the camera to be actually statically attached to the mesh. But let's see, I want to check one thing about... I'll go to system. And where do we get the actual... I wonder... Yeah, I used to do this, now we actually have to make a field for the... that's great. Let's see, new camera structure, pitch, assuming you want pitch the same treatment. I don't think we want pitch the same treatment, but... Body moves, transform, rotation, get the planet aligned in the... Align with camera, transform, body transform. Yaw, delta plus... Same pitch, camera transform, body transformation, rotation, blah blah blah. Since body transformation is already aligned to the planet, local up is the local right is in the body local, no drift because we rebuild the clean pitch. Two quick questions before I write. Pitch, same scalar treatment or leave as is? One, leave it. And then two, network manager sends camera rotate to vec. Should it send camera transform rotation to vec? Now in the... Oh wow, it actually saw that. Camera rotation. Yeah, camera transform rotation. Right. Yes. Do it like that. sand. Because camera transform rotation, it's such a weird, but it's, I don't know, I can't really do it in another way. This is why I would have liked to probably have the entities structures instead, because then I could just be, oh, okay, it's the player entity, just access the camera field, and then it would have been this. But now, because I use an ECS, I will have to get, I could, no, I can't. I could store a whole separate component called yaw, and then just the camera would just use it. I already got the camera, but this is so weird and annoying. Yeah, just a structure, an array of structure would have been better. Of entity structures, and then you would just have a mega structure actually about all its things. You could do a union, or you could have optionals, or bit fields could also work really well too. Yeah, but do we have any people with Windows knowledge here? 0.69 ruining my Windows plans right now. Bro, I'm just sorry, you're cooked. You're cooked, bro. It's, I can't really say anything else, but you're cooked. I think this is the master plan. And it would be, I mean, I can't really see, this shouldn't be able to fail. If you store this, unless if I'm mistaken that the yaw is not always the yaw, but if you use local space, it should always be the same, right? So I think that should be fine. How is 0.16 cooked for Windows? I do know that but the stable versions shouldn't be cooked, right? Right? Or am I wrong? How wrong am I? Yep, seems like I'm cooked. Damn, bro. I mean, as soon as we get this thing working, I think this is the solution. I'm feeling pretty confident about it. But as soon as we get this, we will be able to do the enemy spawning. And when we get enemy spawning, we will be able to do the... I should actually make the player to have a like mesh like this. You should have like a player head. That would be pretty sick though. Zig 0.6 removed a bunch of Windows functions from STD. I guess there's probably somebody else out there who has the same problem, which you could just... They probably have a solution that converts or gets back some of that code. Actually, thinking more leaving the pitch as it is, meaning keeping the incremental in player input, but if we rebuild transform rotation from body each frame... wait. Camera transform rotation from body each frame, any pitch stored there gets wiped. Yes, that's the point. The design only works if pitch is also a scalar. Want me to store pitch as a scalar too? That's the only way we rebuild this stays clean. Otherwise we need a hybrid rebuild yaw part. Preserve pitch via extraction messier. My recommendation both as scalars, clean, no drift. No. The point is to reset the camera always to that of the collider. Transform and then apply the yaw back in. Yeah, I had the idea of using a POSIX runtime or something, but I don't know enough about Windows and ChatGPT just keeps lying. Yeah. True. I just realized that yeah, I need to restart the thing because I'm changing the structure of this state, and that requires a restart that I do not hot reload. I guess I could implement something that could hot reload that, but then I would have to copy memory over every time I do a hot reload, and I guess it's fine. But trying to, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I'm not that at that level yet. Not yet. But yeah, it would be pretty sick if I probably did 2 separate boxes for the camera and then for the what's it called, body. But we won't do that now. We won't really care about that. I think maybe we'll do later, like if you have the player and then you have like weapons, so they could like be like looking the way that you are facing, and then pew 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 pew, you know. You're gonna be a box for a long while in this game, alright? Now we're gonna try to get to actually some player characters, but I think that's like after we have enemies walking around, which also are boxes at this point. And then we still have to get animations, but I think if you just get GLTF working properly, I don't think that will be too big of a deal. And then there's sound and UI probably. I just really need this thing right. And I'm so bad at math, like it's crazy. I should just like probably read about, I don't know, reading about it doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna read about it while this thing is okay. So it adds this, yes, do that. Got a clean reset, each frame will implement exactly that, and note that pitch will also get twice each frame since, yeah, that's since we fully reset the rotation, you can address isn't that what I want? I think that is what I want. I think I want it to be while it's doing that, we can still read more on that. For pure rotation, that is where the matrix orthogonal. The matrix is special orthogonal, which gives additional conditions. Determinant matrix is +1. Then the matrix can be converted to quaternion using this basic form. The square root of 1 plus 0, 0, matrix 1, 1, and matrix 2, 2 divided by 2. This is some crazy shit how this even works. But this is only accurate under certain conditions, and to get an algorithm that is accurate under all circumstances needs to check the trace below. Let's see. The above should work assuming that the function inside the square root is positive. Where TR... Wait, inside the square root is positive. What is TR? And now it's building crazy. The trace, which is the sum of leading diagonal terms. What is it trying to do? Well, it runs the thing, so build succeeded. Component type switch to transform to camera. Initial camera, perhaps network. Accumulate into camera. Yeah, which still applied to the camera rotation. Logically camera. Reset work via structure default, align block, align body transformation rotation, plan it up. And it resets the camera transform to the align body transform. Let's see. Okay, so we can still walk this planet normally, and if I go like this, it works, and if I rotate, that's some crazy spin accumulations right there. That's fucking crazy. Let's see if I join with another client, what is going on. Well, it's spinning like crazy for one thing, but I cannot even look up or down. I think it actually stored the wrong... Yeah. That's not what I... Yeah, okay. That's crazy. I'm back, welcome back. I think you stored... Wait. Pitch... Yeah, oh my god, I'm told, yeah. Yeah. Damn. I meant for you to store the... Yeah, the pitch, yeah, pitch, not the yeah. Also, don't accumulate the it. I just meant to store it. So we can always reset to it. It's pretty fire though, how it just keeps on spinning there, but it's also not what we wanted. Let's where T are the trace which is the sum of leading diagonal terms. What? For instance, the following matrix represents a 180 rotation about the y-axis. In this case, the above value won't work because W equals, and so will cause division by 0. Okay. So trace, and that's always on the diagonal. Is this conversion matrix to quaternion? I wonder if that was a row or column major. Not that it matters in this case, but in this case, the blah blah blah. Another example is a rotation of heading 180 degrees and attitude of 90 degrees. But even if the value of QW is very small, -1, it may produce a big numerical error when dividing. So it is better to use the following. Calculate the trace, the sum of the diagonal elements of the matrix T from the equation. The sum diagonal elements. Well, that's... And then if the trace of the matrix is greater than 0, then the result is... It seems like it actually got it. Maybe. Let's see. How the fuck do I... Nyeh. Like so. I think this is fine to do a hot reload on. I think it should not have any problems, but... Okay. And now if I look up... Okay. And if I move... Okay. That actually... Yeah. I thought it should work in theory, and in practice it also worked. Except we do have a problem with the collision, but that's a small problem. Yeah, because the collision actually makes us look up and down a little bit, so it's actually moving the collider, which is interesting that it actually does it, because it shouldn't in reality really do that. Because if it does... yeah, no, it should. Now this one should also be able to... Yeah, so we can look up or down. Oh, that's so good. Now let's take a look what the fuck has it actually constructed. Where did it put the camera component? Okay, it's in here, that's fine. Let's see. So now I can be a little bit, let's see. We go in here, we do this. That's for a reason that I cannot. We need this because actually doing the update, I check that every entity that has a collider actually has a collider. If it doesn't, then we'll create a collider for the ECS on this entity, because I didn't want to create this inside of the networking when we spawn a entity. I was thinking of, do I have it still left? I do have a spawner, which I should probably move it to. But there's another reason, is when I do the hot reload, all of the colliders are gone. So we have to recreate them, and then this one was convenient. Anyways. And then here we just apply all of the things. No wait, that was still creation. Then here we update the player input. It goes into here, we do get, this is all the same, just have a new way of getting this. Now the question is just, I don't think we need to do one thing that I'm actually doing right now. That's this here in the server. We can go to system. We should no longer need to do this. Or actually might, depending on how to update the camera. Let's see, no, it seems to, well, I don't know if it did it trigger a hot reload. Okay, now it triggered a hot reload. And if I look around, I move, yes, I don't move the camera. Whee! Okay. Yeah, okay. The camera position did not get updated. So that means when I do the update camera command, I do not send the camera position. Which kind of sucks, actually. I should probably do that. I'm actually like, should be going to bed again, but we're just gonna fix this thing real quick and then I will go. Networking here, let's see, because I do have them as separate things when they should actually, I think I should just make a update command, and in this update command I will have what I do is I got wait, I should have it here somewhere. Data, here, spawn entity. I do have this, which is just 4 bytes of information. I don't know. Because now I'm just sending an overkill of information, which is also kind of bad. But yeah, I'm thinking probably like, well, it's kind of like an update transform. But the problem is that the camera exists inside of the same entity, and then I cannot take that. I could pass a identifier if it's a camera or a normal transform. I don't really care about making a perfect system right now, to be honest. I'm gonna change this to position also. For this, it will require us to close all of the systems running, because this is the change to data structures, or fundamental ones, so we cannot really use the same thing. We're gonna yank that, and we're gonna go in here, paste it in there. So now we've got the position also in here. Now, what we can do is we can go to the networking, and we do have a disconnect, input, connect, send, update camera rotation here, and then oh my god, like so. We can go here, dot position is equal to, and then we'll have a comma there, and we'll tell it to be equal to camera dot transform. Great, we have enough position. This should still be fine, I think. Yes. And now when the client receives this in its own network, did it actually go? Yeah, I'm in the right spot. Good. We get the camera update in here. You can clearly see what I'm trying to do here. We're gonna paste that, and we're gonna change this to, damn it, position is equal to, we don't have to do a form vector because this is not a quaternion. Rotation command, it's not updated, but I know it's gonna have a position. And I think now if we run both of these, it should just work. I'm gonna do that. Right, and now we should have the same thing working as we always have had. Let's see, I can move, I can see it happening, and I can look up and I can look down. Now this one does not lock at 90 degrees, which we should probably do, but we have quaternions, so we don't really care. Then in here we can spawn another client. We can see that we have one over here. I can move in front of it and it does update. I can look up, I can look down, and the mesh still shows the same thing. That's fantastic. So now we got the information all that we need. We can, I'm still not sure why the mesh though does apply. I guess because we still, when we apply the let's see, I'm thinking in the physics here, okay? Because we come in here, player input. It's when I'm trying to add set linear velocity, move. Move gets its stuff from forward, right, up. Forward, right, up is from the camera. That sucks, because we would like to get it from the transform. Where do we otherwise use forward, right, and up? Let's see, it's from here. Alright, so we could actually be fine by changing this to be not the camera. Yeah, I think that will be fine, because then we should not have that anymore. Let's see. So we'll save that, and now if I look up or I look down, no, there is still, wait, did it save? Let's do a build. And hope it has, this should definitely just save it. Let's see, if I look up, no, it still applies a, where the fuck did it go? Oh wait, I did a 180 for some reason. Well, yeah. Okay, this, I think something did not go quite right now, wait. Something feels off. Okay, let's take it back. But I don't understand why that... Why? Because I didn't change. And the camera should always lock back in. I don't think this one is used anywhere, right? So we can get rid of that. Yeah. And then reset camera to the now planet aligned body transfer, then apply the stored pitch. So then we take position and rotation pitch. Yes, this is perfect. Now align body transfer with planet up. These are all things I think should be inside of the player update. Not in here. But yeah, now it feels good again. Yes, and we can look up and we can look down. Yes, there's a lot of smaller problems which I don't really care about right now, because they're like, they're minor problems. I think there are more cooler things to implement than what I'm thinking that could be a problem right now. For example, the delta that I'm sending is not actually real delta, it's whatever just happens to be sent. I should be accumulating the delta before I process it, but right now if you, the delta of the movement, right, looking left and right and up and down, it just happens that if you send in the same time update period 3 updates, the delta of this movement is not accumulated, so it will just take the latest one and overwrite that. But that's okay. Oh, this is so smooth. And I didn't really do anything, I just used AI for this math stuff. But I can explain what I want, but I can't explain how the match should work for it, okay? And then I can fine tweak it if it's kind of on the right track. I cannot get. I'm so bad with math. Oh my god, it's fucking dumb, but it works. Okay, that's fine. I really would like to be better at math, but I think that's too much time it's gonna take for it. And I'm interested in dedicating. But I think we'll leave it here. This is a good. Everything still works. Hot loading works. We can move. We can look up and down. And tomorrow we'll add enemies to spawn in, and then we'll make it possible to shoot them. I should really update that current progress thingy. But we'll leave it here. There's a few other problems, but we'll... I need to sleep. Good night, everyone. See ya tomorrow. Bye-bye.